Hey guys, and welcome back to Battle of the Books. And today we're going to be doing my February wrap up and my March TBR. And I'm just going to tell you guys really quickly my February wrap up is going to be weak, but it's really good books. So I feel like you guys have to hear me out on this one because it wasn't a strong reading month, but it definitely was strong in terms of what I was reading. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. And first, we have Blood Like Magic, which, by the way, I gave it 5 stars because it's amazing and I love it. It's really good. And mostly, let's just look at the cover. Look at the cover. The cover explains it all. You can tell when somebody stands on the cover like that it's going to be a fire book. And fire it was, okay? I loved it. So, really quick, Blood Like Magic. After years of waiting for her calling, a trial every witch must pass in order to come into their powers. The one thing Voya Thomas didn't expect was to fail. When Voya ancestors give her an unprecedented second chance to complete her calling, she agrees. And then she's horrified when her task is to kill her first love. And this time, failure means every Thomas witch will be stripped of their magic. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't think that that's interesting, you need to find some new books. I'm so sorry, but like, come on now. You cannot tell me that does not sound intriguing, okay? Killing your first love. Love that. Love that for you. Love that for you. Honestly, every twist and turn in this book, loved it. Every backstory, loved it. It was basically Encanto, but with a black witch family. And I'm going to stand on that. Unless you can prove me wrong, I'm going to stand on that. So, next, we have In Every Mirror She's Black. And baby, I'm just going to, a moment of silence because the cover. The cover. Okay, Missy with the hoops. A cover. Like, a cover. Love it. Love it. The stunning covers. I feel like because I've only read 2 books that month, it makes up with the cover. It really does. Because gorgeous. Actually, no. I think I read Invisible Ghost too for February. Invisible Ghost was another 5-star read for me. I loved it. I feel like Robin Schneider is going to be my go-to for romances and things like that because she did not have to do that to me like that. She didn't have to do it. It was amazing. I recommend it. If you don't know how to get into romances and you want something small, that's it. That's the book for you. Invisible Ghosts by Robin Schneider. It's a good starter book for romances or anything like that because it was a simple romance. It was simple, but I was definitely like, oh my God, are they actually going to fall in love? Or like, is it just going to be crazy? Like, is it going to go or is it not going to? Like, is this train going to go choo-choo or no? Can someone explain? Like, and then like how they have a bond through seeing go, like, took me out. Took me out the game. Loved it. Loved it. Couldn't recommend it more. But In Every Mirror She's Black, I was a little bit skeptical because I thought that this was going to be like a good black self-reflection book. Wrong. Baby, I was wrong. But it was still good nonetheless. I was honestly so tempted to DNF it because I'm not sure how I feel about the point of view switching. I'm not sure. Like, it's some hard topics in here. So they would leave off on like a hard topic and then they would switch and I'd just be like, don't do that to me. I feel like that's crazy. I feel like I'm gonna be hurt for the rest of my life now. Lola Akimade, Ackerstrom. But basically, this book talks about 4 women who move from their places that they reside to Sweden, and it's basically all in connections to one man. I don't know if I explained that well, but let's pray I did. But those are the 2 books that I've read for February. Well, 3 books, because Invisible Ghosts. 5 stars. Still recommend. Love it. I don't know if you guys like small baby books, but that's a good digestible book for you. A really good digestible book. I definitely recommend it. But up next, we're going to go into our March TBR. And because February was so weak, but so powerful with the 5 stars, I'm hoping that I can live up in March with the 5 stars as well, which is why we have a big collection of books to go through. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? So honestly, I don't think I'm going to start with this book, but I am going to mention this book because it's kind of on the back burner. But it's Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Ngan. And I'm telling you, when I read Girls of Paper and Fire, I was kind of into it, kind of not. I was reading it because I had COVID, and I was like, okay, this is going to get me through COVID. And honestly, I did not expect to love it as much as I did. So that was a plus. And as soon as I finished reading that book, I had to order the last 2. So the second book is Girls of Storm and Shadow. It follows Lee and Ren after they have confronted the Demon King and they've escaped from the Hidden Palace. This book basically goes on about, are they going to remain hidden? What's going to happen next? And I'm just really excited to take on this next book, and hopefully I can read it in a timely manner. So, wish me luck. Wish me luck, girls. Up next, we have Girls of Fate and Fury by Natasha Ngan again. This is the last book in the series, and I'm really hoping that I can wrap this up because I don't want to dwell on this series too long, or else I'm going to start forgetting what I read. And I honestly do not want to do that. So basically, the third book follows Lei, and she hasn't seen Ren. So she's basically trying to decide if she's going to go back to the palace because she knows she can't do it by herself. So she's basically just dealing with the fact that she's going to have to go back to the palace and figure out things and see how this is going to go. I'm so excited and so nervous to finish this series because if it doesn't live up to what I'm expecting it to live up to, my heart's going to break. But we can't win them all this year. I already have 3 5 stars this year, so I'm not expecting every other book I read to be 5 stars. That's fine. That's okay. But if the series doesn't end the way I want it to end, I'm going to be upset. Simple as that. Up next, we have The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. Noelle Gallagher is going to read this for a reading vlog, and I'm so excited. I just really hope it comes out soon, and hopefully this will probably be the first book I tackle because I've been in the middle of this book for like 2 years. Don't quote me on that, but I honestly think it's been about 2 years. And it's really unfortunate because I was so excited. I got this book recommendation from a teacher. Love the teacher, miss her dearly. OC, if you're watching this, shout out to you. But she recommended this book to me, and I have yet to finish this book. But I'm honestly really wanting to finish it this year. And it's about 4 Chinese women who have immigrated from China to California, and they have American-born daughters. They meet weekly over mahjong, and they basically tell stories about the past lives that they have left behind. And their daughters basically feel like the stories that they tell aren't relevant to the lives that they live in America today. But however, they're going to realize that they are totally wrong. Okay, the next book that I have for my March TBR is going to be How to Hang a Witch. And this follows basically a girl who's in the middle of her high school career. She ends up making a big move with her stepmother to Salem, Massachusetts. And moving to Massachusetts, she realizes that her family has ties to starting the Salem witch trial. And she ends up going to a school where the people knows that her great 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 great, add a few more greats, grandfather is responsible for starting the witch trials. She basically comes into contact with these girls who call themselves the Descendants, and she's basically having to work with the Descendants to prove her innocence. So how this was described is basically a Mean Girls with witches. And I'm definitely excited to read this. And I honestly thought I had the second book in this series, but I can't find it. If I could find it, it would also be on this TBR. But until then, it's only going to be this one. Up next, we have Love and Other Disasters. Now, I've been hearing a lot about this on BookTube, and a lot of, well, I'm not going to say a lot, but some people do not like it, and that kind of scares me because this is about a non-binary person and a woman named Dahlia who's going through divorce, and they're on a cooking show, and basically they end up falling in love throughout the cooking show, and I'm so excited to deal with some love. Like, I just need another romance to go along with my romance series, I guess you could call it, because I've been reading a lot of romances lately, and it's just a train I'm willing to stay on right now. So hopefully this book lives up to my expectations. I'm honestly not trying to DNF a book this year, but I do know that DNFing a book is a part of mental health and, regulations of mental health. So I'm excited to see if I can actually make it through this book. And last but not least, we have City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, and it's the first book in the Mortal Instruments series. And I honestly think that I have picked up this book to read it once before, but I don't think I actually read it. I probably checked it out from a library maybe once or twice before, but I have yet to actually sit down and read this book. But hopefully, once I read this book, I will be able to dive into the Mortal Instruments series, and I can go back and watch the movies just to compare, because I like to do things like that. Just to compare how the book goes and how the movie goes. Hopefully, it lives up to my expectations. But anyway, that is my February wrap up and my March TBR, all in one big mumbo jumbo. And I'm honestly hoping to update you guys on what I have finished and what I haven't finished by the end of March. I will be back, and hopefully not in pain, because I am going to be having my tonsils ripped out at the end of this month. So wish me luck. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Give it a subscribe, leave a couple comments if you'd like. Tell me what's your March TBR. What's in the cards for you this month? Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.